All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol ZOM, Zomedica Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we jump into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a new ticker symbol to share with you guys towards the end of this video that you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add it to your watch list and keep it on your radar. But right now, let's talk about Zoom. So earlier in the afternoon, I talked about the resistance of 291 and this support here, which is an informal support of 247. Now it's currently sitting at 250, so it's kind of holding itself up. It hit a low here, right, of 223. And I actually want to reiterate some of these supports. And if we can hold up above 247, I mean, the bulls are doing a really good job at fighting against this, but it's going to be almost unavoidable that this could be on its way down to newer lows and beyond probably 223. I would look down at 207 and probably even see how it behaves between 207 here and this point at 180, because we're going to look at an article that was published later this afternoon and explaining why this is going down and why it's possibly going to go down just a tad bit more. Okay, so what's happening is Zomedica decided to take advantage of the stock price rising up, and they want to get 25 million cash, right? They want to go ahead and be able to do this by doing a 13.2 million shares in stock offering. Now, it's an offering of 13.2 million shares, and they're going to receive 25 million through that sale of that stock offering. Their goal is to, go ahead and boost their cash reserves, as stated here, and going to use this hopefully for some future endeavors, goals, products, and so forth, which we're going to read down here in just a moment. The most near-term reason why they probably want this cash on hand. So Zomedica priced its shares at 190, or about 30% below its closing price of 270, right, for today as of 5:55. So Zomedica shares were down more than 10% in after hours trading. So there's still room here for this to go even lower. Now, I want to speak to all the investors here. If you got in on this and you weren't too sure about it, I always tell every single investor, you have to have a game plan and you got to know why you're in a stock. So the biggest thing that has many investors holding since they were back at 80 cents, $1, anywhere around that area, I would love to see your guys' entry levels and points if you want to go ahead and share it with us down below, and how you feel as an investor, your investor sentiment on this one in the next coming weeks, because this was a pretty bullish run. And the anticipation started early, before even getting nowhere near the end of February and even beginning of March, right? We're going to see much more momentum going into March. And then also because that's when TRUFORMA is going to launch on the 30th. We can see it right here. So they're gearing up. You can see that Zomedica is gearing up for the upcoming launch of its TRUFORMA diagnostic platform for dogs and cats, which is slated for March 30th. Now, management is targeting a global pet diagnostic market that's projected to grow to 2.8 billion by 2024. So they want to take a market share of that as much as they can. So they're basically saying they can become a $1 billion company or more in the future, as long as they continue to get a large piece of this, whether it's $500 million or $1 billion. But that's revenue. They need to then turn that into net profit, which could then show the opportunity for them to grow over time. So Zomedica said that it will use the cash from its stock offering to fund the development of TRUFORMA, as well as make milestone payments to its technology partners. So they also want to kind of clear off, debt, or also prepare the way to be able to pay up front, negotiate a little bit better with having cash on hand for technology partners in the near future, and then continue to fund TRUFORMA, which is really the goal here for this company to grow, obviously, their revenue, their net income, their market cap, right? And work their way up to newer highs. Now, their market cap here is showing 2 billion, but that's because of this run. Before that, they were nowhere near these numbers. But it is now showing that if they can stay around these ranges and then also receive this money and start building that revenue and taking some of that market share of that opportunity of what they see themselves participating in, they have an opportunity to stay as a market cap of $1 billion or more, which right now they're slowly above it, but not too far from it. So they can be $1 billion market cap and continue to expand upwards from there. But yes, this dropped. We need to pay close attention to those points of reference that I mentioned earlier. 190 is what they sold each share for, and they offered them as the public offering, and we need to pay close attention to how this reacts. So back to what I said earlier. That's why I always say to investors, you have to have a game plan or an exit strategy or what's your true goal, because if you're a true bull, there's 2 ways to look at this. This is an opportunity to get out and take your slight profits if you've been in obviously below $1.90. And if you're a true bull and you see potential, right, after doing your due diligence, research, and you make your own rational decision, it's the time to get more. Because when offerings happen, I've seen people comment this before, and it is very true. It doesn't happen every single time, but as you see how offerings work, most of the time they do a slight pullback to the stock, and the stock starts to rise right back up because the investors already saw the potential that this can go ahead and reach, right, almost a whole dollar away from 190. And if it drops down to 190, let's just draw a line, you could see the distance from way up here to here, and investors will bring it back up because they see all this room, right, that is left that the stock has reached before. Why can't it do it again? And they load up on more shares. They take the opportunity as a discount because we've already seen it work its way up, do the staircase effect, right, and bring itself up to these newer highs. It dipped right down, and then it bounces right back up to reach new highs and new resistance levels. So you have to watch this carefully, and based off your due diligence and research on how you feel about the company, and if you're a true believer in the TRUFORMA innovation and product, there will be an opportunity for this to be a good thing, that they receive more cash on hand, they can use more money for research, and so forth. So I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts on this. Do you guys feel that this is going to get closer to $2, 190, or even break below 190 and then bring itself back up? Or this could be the end of the run for February, and it's going to end up consolidating somewhere below these highs, and then we're going to have to wait till March for a bigger catalyst to continue to bring this one up. I look forward to seeing everyone's comments down below and seeing the investor sentiment on this one and what you guys think, if this is really going to benefit Zomedica Corp as a company moving forward for their innovation and product. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned till the end because I have a new ticker symbol you won't want to miss. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys has some indirect and direct correlation to COVID-19 vaccines. Now I know that we're all focusing on vaccines, and that's what the hype is, and that's what we really center our focus on when it comes to COVID-19. But there's also other companies doing other innovations that are helping and assisting with the treatment of COVID-19, not just the vaccine. So let's look at this stock, and we're going to read a little part of an article that came out last week, and we're going to look at its chart. So the ticker symbol is LIFE, LIFE. And this company has ran today. I found it over the weekend. I wanted to watch it closely, right? And it had already started the run last week. I wanted to look for some consolidation, right? It was around the 390 range. On the 3rd, the 4th, it took off. The 5th, it kind of was sitting at $5 and some change. And it took off today again, reaching $8. Now, I really want every single investor to look for some consolidation or a slight pullback, if it's a healthy one, to watch closely moving forward how this reacts. But this is kind of more of a speculative one, because when we zoom out, this has ran up before and it comes right back down. And this is the most recent skyrocket, right, that we've seen this happen. So we want to look for some type of consolidation and also some more confirmation on this one. Again, this is very speculative. It's in the health field, but supposedly it's doing wonders when it comes to the treatment and everything it does. So let's see here. Although the company stock price is trending at just $391, which is where it was at before the 4th, this is an innovative approach to creating therapies, has many investors banking on life, right, in the long haul. So they're saying that this isn't just a speculation short term. There could be some long-term opportunity here. Well, we're already seeing the run. We need to see if this is going to cool off or if it's going to continue. Now, with clinical activity at most major pharmaceutical companies back on track, this company itself is currently a lead candidate in the phase 2 trial of ATYR1923. This drug is designed to help COVID-19 patients that have respiratory issues. And that's a big deal with the whole process of the COVID-19. So treatment is also getting better. This is actually a pretty optimistic and hopeful outlook for the way we're going to treat COVID in the near future. And also vaccines are being rolled out. So that's another thing as well. So yes, vaccines we're all focused on, but treatment is spectacular as well, helping more people cure faster and also have less respiratory issues due to what this drug is supposedly doing according to this article and what their trials are showing. Now, the success of this trial results are expected to release at the end of 2020, which were already released, and we're already seeing it in the chart how it was hanging out kind of sideways. It could create a large revenue stream for the company in the next year. In addition, this company itself has a number of promising projects in the pipeline. These include the NRP2 science to treat fibrotic lung disease and cancer. So they're doing way beyond just COVID-19 patients that are having respiratory issues. They have other innovations and other drugs coming their way and opportunities to dominate in these sectors. So when you think about it, yeah, it had a run towards the end of 2020. You could see it here in December, and then it came right back down. It ran right back up in January, and this is the largest run that we've seen the stock have within all this speculation and hype. And now it's becoming more of an official type of information. This was hanging out at around 390, right? Right before it ran up on the 4th, then on the 5th, and here we are on the 8th. So long term, could this continue? Possibly. That's why this is one that you definitely want to do some research on. But a lot of analysis price targets is what I would really tell you guys to look deeper into, because there's some room here still according to the analysis ratings that are out there. I've seen as high as $15 and as low as $12 to $11. So if anybody wants to correct me on that or share under analysis ratings that you find, you guys are more than welcome to down below. For now, it's seeming speculative in the sense of how it's ran up. We want to look for a slight pullback, which could be healthy, or some consolidation, but there's room in the uptrend going into this year by the fact that these phase trials, especially phase trial 2, is looking so good, and it's actually helping patients, which is going to be a big change when it comes to the treatment, right, opportunity of COVID-19. Vaccines, big stuff, but the treatment as well is nice to focus on and know that companies are out there making these moves. So this is something else to not overlook and pay close attention to moving forward. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.